Sri Ram decides to give a final opportunity to Ravan. So he sends Angad to Lanka's palace to convey the peace treaty. Angad goes to Ravan's palace, and there he is not offered a seat. So what he does is he establishes his own seat by using his tail. And then he conveys Sri Ram's message and tells that if Ravan returns Devi Sita back to Ram, Sri Ram will not attack Lanka, and hence the Rakshas Jati can be saved. But Ravan is known for his adamance. He was so arrogant about his power. He was so confident about the capability of his ministers. And that is when Angad gives his ministers an open challenge and says that when I set my foot onto the ground, if anybody can even shake my leg, then Sri Ram will accept defeat and leave Lanka. All the ministers, one by one, goes to try their luck. But all of them were unsuccessful, including Ravan's most powerful son, Indrajit. Now it was time for Ravan to try his luck. As he goes to get hold of Angad's feet, Angad moves his leg away. Ravan's crown falls onto the ground. Angad says to Ravan, "Hey Murk, instead of touching my feet, go touch Sri Ram's feet. He's Dayalu. He'll forgive you and your Lanka will be saved." Angad takes Ravan's crown and he throws it away. He leaves the palace. He goes to Sri Ram and tells Sri Ram that Ravan hasn't accepted the peace treaty, which eventually meant that the war was inevitable. The Vanar Sena breaks the 4 main gates of Lanka and wages a war on Lanka. Ravan sends his most powerful ministers one by one. First came Durmukh, who was known as the face of Yam. He was eventually killed by Pavanputra Hanuman. Then came Ravan's son named Prahast. He fights against Lakshman and he was killed by the arrows of Lakshman. The news of his son's death completely shatters Ravan. He loses all his senses and he didn't want to delay the war any longer. So he decides to set his foot on the battlefield. He confronts Sri Ram and a devastating war broke out between Ram and Ravan. Both of them were invoking powerful, dangerous weapons, and eventually Ram defeats Ravan and leaves him alone, saying that Raghuvanshis will never strike on those who are tired and who are deprived of their weapons. Ravan was utterly humiliated, a feeling which he has never experienced in his life. He goes back to his palace and tells to his grandfather Malyavan that Ram doesn't seem to be ordinary. This Ravan, who is the lord of all the 3 worlds, has confronted Devraj Indra's Vajra, has confronted Mahadev's Trishul, has confronted Vishnu's Sudarshan Chakra. But Ram's arrows seems to be very different. When Ram loads the arrow, he looks like Brahma. When he releases the arrow, he looks like Vishnu. And when he attacks, it feels like Lord Shiva's Rudra form is creating havoc. His arrows are so fast that you never seem to know when he loads the arrow and when his arrow strikes the mark. His grandfather Malyavan tries to motivate him and tells him to wake his mighty brother Kumbhakaran up. He thought of it as a fantastic idea. He tells his army to go and wake Kumbhakaran up. After trying so hard, they were successful in waking Kumbhakaran. Kumbhakaran learns about the situation of Lanka and then he goes to meet his brother Ravan. Kumbhakaran says, "Dear brother, you are the mightiest of all. But the one who has deprived you of your arms, the one who has deprived you of your honor, your pride, you didn't even bother to think as to who that Sri Ram is actually. Sri Ram is no ordinary. He is Lord Vishnu himself. Bhaiya, you forgot that one of Ram's ancestors, the earlier king of the Ikshvaku dynasty, had cursed you that Lord Vishnu will take birth in the human form in their own dynasty. And that has happened. You even forgot what Narad told me. Narad told me that Vishnu has taken birth as the son of Ayodhyapati Dashrath. You even forgot what Brahmadev said. Yet you abducted Devi Sita, who is the avatar, who is the incarnation of goddess Lakshmi. The entire Lanka is suffering today because of your greed, because of your lust. Bhaiya, I've told you this as a true well-wisher of yours, that I'm also your younger brother. Hence, it's my duty to protect you. It's my duty to protect our motherland Lanka. And hence, I will indeed go into the battlefield. So before sunset today, I'll either bring you the head of those two Rajkumars, or you'll find my head under your feet. If I'm killed today, then you need to realize that Ram is no ordinary. He is Sakshat Narayan. You need to go to him, touch his feet, ask for forgiveness, and return Devi Sita back to him. You need to save the Rakshas land from complete destruction. Kumbhakaran then touches his brother's feet and sets his foot on the battlefield. He creates havoc. He kills so many of Sugriva's army and then confronts Sri Ram. Sri Ram then kills Kumbhakaran. Ravan was completely shattered by hearing the news of his dear brother, the mighty Kumbhakaran's death. The world bows down to Kumbhakaran even today because he didn't shy away from performing his duty even when God was standing in the way. With this, we conclude the 4th episode of the Vijaydashami series. Jai Siya Ram.